So today we're going to talk about solar generators versus gas generators. We're going to talk about the pros and cons and what is best for your situation. So generally you're using a gas generator to run the air conditioner on your RV or run the microwave. Those are the two items that really you're using it to run. The batteries can pretty much run everything else with a proper inverter on your battery system. The Bluetti is the same thing. You're going to be running it for your air conditioner or you're going to run it for your microwave. Everything else you can run on your standard battery packs on your RVs. So that's the use case that we're going to be talking about today. And we're going to talk about which one is better for your situation and the pros and cons of these. So the first one is the solar generator. It's the Bluetti. It runs 2,000 watts. It has a dedicated 30 amp outlet so your RV can plug right into it. It has a charge time that is about 4 hours ish on a 600 watts of charging. Now, the Bluetti does say it can accept 700 watts of solar, but I just want to make sure everybody knows that you can't run 700 watts of solar, because if you run 3 200 watt solar panels and one 100 watt solar panel, the system drops down to 100 watts each. So you can run 600 watts and get the proper amount of charging. So don't try to run 3 200 watt solar panels and one 100 watt solar panel and think you're going to get 700 watts. It's not going to happen. So with 600 watts of solar charging this battery, it'll charge up with a good day, 4 hours of charge time. So, to get you through the night for air conditioning, it's just fine. So this thing can run your air conditioner for roughly 3.5 hours at night. So you're not going to get a ton of time, but there's a huge benefit to this. You can run this after 10 p.m., which means you can keep your RV cool when you need it at night. It'll hold the cold pretty much till the morning, pretty decent. So that's a huge benefit on this. Another positive is it's quiet, and that's why you can run it after 10 p.m. A lot of parks won't let you run a gas generator after 10 p.m. That's why you can run this after 10, because there's no noise. The negatives on the Bluetti are the costs. These things cost a lot of money. $1,400 you're spending on this, and you're going to get 3.5 hours of air conditioning, and then you have to recharge it. So that's another kind of a con. You either have to have a 600 watt solar bank on your roof with the charge controller and all the setup, which is great. I support that completely. I'm running a 200 watt solar bank on my roof to charge my battery setup, and I'm going to upgrade it to 400 watts. But it's great, to charge my battery on my RV. I'm not running a solar generator on mine. I just have the 140 amp hour battery lithium on my RV for the main stuff on it. So I don't get air conditioning cooling. Another way you can charge it is a DC to DC generator that you can run off your truck or car. And of course 110 volt is a good way to charge it. So all of those kind of require you to, either 110 volt requires you to have access to 110 volts, so that's a kind of a drawback. They also have charging limits, so a lot of them have 8 to 15 amp charging limit rates, so that's the reason why they take 4 hours to charge these things up. It's a slower amp input. The pros of the gas generator: they last long. You can fill it up and you run your air conditioning all night long. 1 gallon of gas, AC all night. They are easy to refill. You just get a gallon of gas and put it in and you're good. Cons: they're noisy. So this is a pretty big con. A lot of parks won't let you run these after 10 p.m. So you have to get your air conditioner in your RV cooled down before 10 p.m. because you're gonna have to shut it off. So that's a pretty big con. Maintenance is also a con. It's a gas generator. You got to maintain these things. So I'm going to show you a couple gas generators that I think are kind of competitive with the same level of output as the Blue Eddies. So this is the Champion 2500 watt. It has 1850 running watts of output and 2500 watts of peak output. So it's a pretty good generator. It'll run one air conditioner on your RV. Seems pretty reasonable on the price too. And then the Westinghouse 2200. This one has 2200 watts of peak power and 1800 watts of standard power going out. So these are two generators I think are very competitive for the output power of the Blue Eddy. So to summarize all these, depend on what you're going to be doing. If you live in an area where 10 p.m. shutting off the air conditioning is fine, then gas generators are the way to go. Or if you're going to a place like a BLM that doesn't require you to shut off at 10 p.m., then a gas generator is great. If you're going to parks or campgrounds that are telling you to shut off your gas generator at 10 p.m., then the Blue Eddy might be your best route. What I've been doing, I actually got away with not having either one. So I don't have either one of these. What I do is during the early summertime and the late fall time and the mid-fall, I go to campgrounds that are boondocking style where you're not having electric but you're out in the open, and those areas, because I'm going to the early summer and late fall and mid-fall, I don't have to have a generator of any kind. I can just run the ceiling fan and it sucks all the air out of the RV at night. So that's the way I've been doing it. And then the midsummer, month, I live in the Maryland, Virginia area. So it's only about a month a year where nighttime is pretty hot. So during that month period, I can camp out in campgrounds that have 110 volt access. That way, that 1 month, I still have air conditioning. I'm not boiling in my RV. So that summarizes what the pros and cons of these items are. And if you like what I'm giving you, please subscribe, because you all make me be able to get you more content and more competitive views on this stuff. So we'll see you later.